Good evening everybody and welcome to the Facebook Safe Food live chat. I'm Aileen McGloin, I'm the Communications Manager for Digital Health in Safe Food. I'm with Louise Reynolds from the Irish Nutrition and Dietetic Institute, and this evening we're going to talk about portion sizes.
Well, I think the most obvious thing here is the plate. I think it's a really good idea for parents to get into the habit of using a dinner plate for their own dinner, but a smaller plate for their child. And in that way, you really are going to be giving smaller portions because actually the physical size of the plate. And that might sound very simple, but I think a lot of people, as you said, after the age of 4, they begin to see their children as more eating family meals, and they tend to use the bigger plates. Whereas before the age of 4, you might have colourful plates, you might have a plate with their favourite cartoon character. So I think keep those smaller plates going for that bit longer. If they want some more after that, it's always no problem, they can have a second serving, but sometimes even a very large portion can be off-putting as well. And I think the old idea of having to stay at the dinner table and eating everything until your plate is completely clear, that's not something that we'd recommend anymore. And as you mentioned earlier, the children have their own appetite centre, but if you are overriding that by constantly saying eat up, eat up, eat up, trust them to say, well actually I'm full, I've had enough of my dinner. In terms of portion size, this is an average portion here of broccoli, or an average portion of cauliflower there. When it comes to fruit, the smaller fruits, so 2 plums would be equivalent to a portion of fruit, or a medium banana, even apple or a peach there. And again, when it comes to berries or grapes, about 10 or 12 berries or grapes would be equivalent to 1 portion.
And we've got some of the cereals here, the oats, porridge.
Yeah, and again, if you or your children are eating porridge, that's great. Stick with it. Yeah, you don't need to look much further in terms of a really healthy, nutritious cereal. Again, that's going to expand up when it's made up. So just to keep in mind, again, maybe weighing it out is not a bad idea.
That's about 2/3 there of a water cooler cup.
Yeah. So if you do have a cup at home that you want to kind of use for measuring out cereals, it's just a good idea to get into the habit of seeing what that looks like. Exactly. And again, in everybody's bowl, we even have 2 different size cereal bowls here, so it will look different, but just to get used to maybe just an idea of what a portion would look like.
These are easier, the wheat biscuits, it's 2, so that's easy for everybody to remember. And this one is
Special K, any kind of flake cereal. So again, that's 30 grams in there, which might look small to people, but that is a serving. So that would be plenty for a young child.
The cheese, it's a matchbox size piece we have here. Again, this is one people think, oh, is that all?
Yeah, but I think when it's grated,
it looks okay.
I think people will be surprised to think that's exactly the same amount that you've weighed out there. So grated is the perfect amount for a sandwich. So again, if you have the block of cheese and if you're cutting slice upon slice to put into a sandwich, you're probably putting in more like 2 portions in there. So just to keep in mind, that is a portion of cheese.